And welcome back to more The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. So last time we finished up the Key Cavern dungeon, and got told to go to a waterfall and also a desert by the owl. But this is a Zelda game, so you know we're not gonna go do that right away. We're gonna go explore. We have the Pegasus boots now. We restocked on bombs, so yeah, we can go do some exploring. So we're just gonna do this. Those enemies are kind of freaky in this art style. The weird little pincer enemies. I don't even know what you'd call them. So the little spark is kind of in the way. Yeah, I'm gonna wait till it passes by. So there we go. Actually, can I jump it? I don't know if I should risk that. Over here, by the way, we have a bomb spot. That's why we're here. So this combines both power-ups for a piece of heart. So this should be our 13th piece of heart. How many are there total? I want to say in the original game your max health was only like 14 or something, really tiny. And then for this version they bumped up the heart count to 20, which is the traditional standard for Zelda games. Modern Zelda games, I should say. Zelda games are always fascinating because they start you with different, or some games have different amounts of health. Skyward Sword has 6. I want to say one of the handheld games also had an abnormal number of starting hearts, but I can't exactly place which one. Also, Link, or Adventures of Link, of course, had like a health meter, so that's very different. Most games start you with 3 hearts and you get up to 20 by the end. But yeah, some start you with different amounts and end with different amounts. Alright, so welcome to the Dream Shrine. So there's these little enemies that kind of, like the Shy Guys, mimic your movements. But instead of being only able to be damaged from the back, these can be damaged from the front. The problem is your breakable tiles. So we need the Pegasus boots to dash across here without lingering too long. And by doing this little exceedingly tiny mini dungeon, we get a couple of rewards. A silver rupee? You got 100 rupees. You're happy. And over here, we have something very familiar to the series. You got the ocarina. You should learn to play many songs. So, the ocarina made its debut here, despite the obvious game that you'd think the ocarina might have debuted in. That's the only purpose for the Dream Shrine. We're already done here. So, you might think, what would be a good use for this ocarina? Who could teach us a song for this new ocarina? Well, hey, that's a nice ocarina you have there. Will you accompany me as I sing? So how do you like it? It's really touching, isn't it? Does it stick in your mind? You've learned the Ballad of the Windfish. The song will always remain in your heart. Please remember the song. You should play it every once in a while to keep it fresh in your mind. So that's our first ocarina song. One thing that bothers me, and it actually has nothing to do with this game, it actually has to do with Majora's Mask. There's a song in Majora's Mask entitled Ballad of the Windfish. It has nothing to do with the Ballad of the Windfish in this game, and it kind of bugs me that they use the name, but then have it be a totally different song. I'm not sure if that was just like a translation quirk, or if that's just the name of the song in all versions, but it's always stood out as a little bit odd to me that they used the name, and that's it. So, we need to go to the desert. Problem, how do we get to the desert? Because we've never been to a desert before. We need to go down here, if I'm not mistaken. I think we need to go down to the, that area. So, is it down here, or is it closer to the other side? I actually think it might be closer to the, right. Like, closer to, like, the Seashell Mansion. This kinda looks right, I hope. Yeah, I think this is... I think we're on the right track here. Down here, we have a secret passageway, and now that we have the Pegasus boots, we can freely dash through, unless we get stopped by a finned fish like that. There you go. It'd be nice if we had a shortcut, like the hook shot, but we don't, so we have to take the long way around. Is that a Tektite? The one with like a bush on top of his head? Like, is that like a disguised Tektite or something? That's probably the same thing as the crab, actually. Anyway, we have reached Animal Village. So, what do we do in Animal Village? First of all, completely unrelated to the main quest as of now, we need to go into this house. Hi-ho, hey you, is that possibly a honeycomb you have? I just ran out, will you swap it for a pineapple? You exchanged the honeycomb for a pineapple. It's not as sweet, but it is delicious. Hi-ho, yeah I know that tub of goo is asleep right in the way to yawn in the desert. Once he's asleep, he won't budge for a long time. But hey, little Marin, take little Marin and wake him up with her singing. That slob would wake up with a jump if he heard her sing, for sure. So, obviously we should have actually gone to the, exit to the town before doing that, so we actually had context for what the heck the bear is talking about. Got a warp, really convenient. And over here, we have a little bit of a passageway out of the village. Yeah, you're supposed to do this first. I did that a little bit out of order. So this walrus is really, sound asleep, so we need to actually figure out how to wake it up. Obviously Marin is our hint. And over here we have another piece of heart. You know what, it's really nice that we kind of warped, because we need to warp back. If I'm not mistaken, there's actually a bug that I think they also have to patch in this segment, where Marin can disappear, and thus, since you need Marin to get to the desert, yeah, the game is just like permanently locked at this point. So, I hope they fix that, so I don't get soft-locked here. I can't go to Mobby Village because of all the monsters. I hope Marin is alright. Alright, so, again, the closest warp is the prairie, which is literally right next to Mobby Village. Ukuku Prairie. Alright, so there's a lot to do here. It's a lot of side things, and I plan to show them all for the heck of it. Yeah, I might have to do rupee farming off screen, because I really want the bow. A little bit early, but Not sure how easy it'll be to get playing normally. So Marin isn't here. I know it's to talk about soft locking the game, but we don't have to worry about that, because Marin is just somewhere else. Where is Marin? She's at the beach. If I'm remembering right. Again, I hope she's at the beach. Again, I legitimately can't remember if they actually fixed that bug or not. This game hasn't received many patches, and there were a couple soft locks like that. So, yeah, slight concern, but it should be fine. It feels like Link's grunt is way louder when doing like a jump sometimes. Like sometimes it's really loud, and I'm not sure why. That's the second time, and it caught me off guard in this same episode. Oh, Link, I'm glad you found this place. Will you stay and talk to me for a while? I wonder where these coconut trees come from. Taryn says there's nothing beyond the sea. But I believe there must be something over there. When I discovered you, Link, my heart skipped a beat. I thought this person had come to give us a message. If I was a seagull, I would fly as far as I could. I would fly to faraway places and sing for many people. If I wish to the windfish, I wonder if my dream will come true. Hey, are you listening? Link, are you listening to me? I want to know everything about you. Huh? The walrus wants me to go to him? Well, alright, let's go. You got Marin, is this your big chance? Alright, so, with Marin in tow, we can do a few little optional scenes. I hope I remember where they all are, because there might be a couple scenes I'm forgetting. So, I'm gonna show off all the Marin scenes I know of, but again, if I miss any, oh well. First one is up here. This is my first walk with you, Link. This cliff will be our secret place. Aren't you going to say anything? Next up is over here, close to the entrance of town, we have the well from the beginning of the game, where we got the heart piece. So, as odd as it might sound, we have to jump down the well again. Phew, what a surprise! Oh, I'm sorry, are you okay, Link? So, if I'm not mistaken, this was for a photo in the Game Boy Color game, just as a fun fact. So yeah, there were a lot of optional little photo scenes you could get, and yeah, for 100% that game you would obviously go after as many as you could, and this is the only time to get all the ones with Marin, so obviously you'd have to take advantage of this segment and get as many photos as you can if you wanted to go for 100%, and if you defined 100% as that, because, you know, you could get all the heart pieces and secret seashells and skip the photos, potentially, especially because of the thief one. But last scene that I'm aware of... Wow, Link, can I try this? What do you say? You're good, you're a pro, aren't you? Well, beat it, pros aren't allowed in here. I was gonna say, it's impressive that she managed to move the crane downwards when there isn't a downward direction. But yeah, I'm not sure if that one has a photo. I know some of the previous scenes with Marin, like I think the one at the cliff, I'm pretty sure that one's a photo, and I know the jumping down the well's a photo. I'm not sure about the trendy game. I can't remember that one for sure. I kind of wish they'd kept the photos, but oh well. I mean, you can take your own photos. You have a capture button. This is a Switch game after all. So, luckily for us, warping, still works if we have Marin with us. Alright, so we have to make our way to the walrus, over this way. I like how with the Pegasus boots you can kind of aim your direction. In some games you kind of have to go in a straight line and it's a lot harder to navigate. Yes, it's that lazy walrus. Shall we give him a little surprise? Wow, he certainly woke with a start. Huh? Oh, he's calling me. It's the same as always. Haha. Link, I'm going to the animal village. Please drop by, okay? And with that, the way to the desert is finally open to us. Yarna Desert. So, this is obviously where we need to be according to the owl. Over here we have a Pokey from Mario looking very green today, as opposed to the standard yellow color of Pokey. I think Pokeys were green at this point, because they'd only appeared in like, Super Mario Bros. 2 at this point. Annoyance, you're only getting in the way. Oh, that's some entrance. So, this may seem weird, but we need to jump into the quicksand. We're not even gonna fight the boss, we're just gonna immediately jump into quicksand. Because that makes sense, right? Well, for doing so we get another piece of heart, so it is definitely worthwhile. Kind of random. With that, we're gonna actually fight the boss of Yarna Desert next time, so thank you for watching, and I hope you'll join me next time for more The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening.